I was reading through the beautiful and ornate King James Version as I was looking last night in Luke chapter 1 about the nativity story, and I came across when verse 5 starts. It's talking about the birth of John the Baptist, the forerunner of Jesus Christ. And it says this, very curious in here. It says, now there was a certain priest, his name was Zacharias. And I thought about this, and it talks about Zacharias being visited by the angel. Elizabeth is going to have the son even though they're up in years. But it just starts off and says, well, there's a certain priest. And so I found this word very curious. So I looked it up. How many times are we finding this? And it's all through the New Testament, referring to different things, like in Matthew chapter 16, Jesus says there are certain ones here that are going to see God's glory. And then you see Luke chapter 10, for example, in the story of the Good Samaritan. Jesus says, now there was a certain man walking, and he got attacked and got beat up, and a certain Samaritan came along and helped him. What does this word certain mean? It keeps coming up. It means nothing specific and indefinite and anybody, almost a nobody. That's what it's talking about. We go back and we look at somebody like Zechariah. He is nobody of any importance. He's just one of the priests that's doing his job on a rotating basis in serving the temple. They have a regular rotation of priests. And so he's not been set up by a high priest or has any special designation other than he's doing the work of the Lord. And yet, look what happens down here. Because verse 6 says, oh, he is very, very faithful. He's righteous before God. Not acting righteous in front of people, not a show. But inwardly, he's serving God, and his wife is, and wonderful things happen. It says, as they see the instructions of God, they were blameless. In their joy to the Lord and serving the Lord, they were given this great, great honor. And I think about this because sometimes we seem like we're just certain. We're really not anybody. We're almost a nobody. But in serving the Lord, God tells us, in this passage as an example, and others, you're going to be rewarded. Revelation chapter 22 and verse 12. Jesus says, I'm coming, I'm bringing my reward with me to give to each one as they have served me here on earth. And we've talked about this, 2 Corinthians chapter 8 and verse 12. You're just accountable for what God's put in front of you, Christian, and how you've served him. That's how you'll be rewarded, as we read about in 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 10. The rewards are there, even Matthew 10:42, a cup of cold water given in the name of the Lord. You will not lose your reward. So we may feel like we're nothing important here on earth, but God, the just judge, is going to reward us, just as you see here in Luke chapter 1.